Katie French. Now, if you hear this name that sounds familiar, she's the one who had that viral hit, I'm at the fridge again, that everyone's been playing over and over again. It's been going all around social media, all over the news. I personally can't get enough of it. So, Katie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for having me. So
Well,
exciting.
this is so, I'm just excited I got some time to talk. You're a busy woman.
Yes. Yes, I've learned a lot doing the different interviews. It's been awesome though. What a rush.
Hey, I mean, every day, especially when you're doing it from home, it must be,
Yes.
so busy. Tell me what inspired you to create viral hit. I can't get enough of it.
I have, I was bored. I was literally, it was one day, everything else around the house was done, and I was calling myself trying to look at a movie on Netflix. And I don't recall the movie that I was watching, but I recall going to the fridge maybe 20 times, standing there staring, seriously staring like, is there something different that's gonna appear? I'm just sitting there staring. I'm like, I'm at the fridge again. And then as a singer, we act silly around the house all the time. So we're trying to, we make a song about anything. And I said, there's a song. I'm going to make a song. And it just came. It just came to me. And I said, okay. And at least making it kept me from the refrigerator for about an hour, 30 minutes.
So wait, hold on. You're saying it took you an hour and 30 minutes to
Yes.
create that song. But wait,
Yes.
because there's 9 different versions of you singing at the same time. How did you do that? And you have different hairstyles?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
look, let me show you. I got scrunchies over here that will help me move it to something different every time I did it. But as I was going, I kid you not, about an hour, 30 minutes. Because once that beat and that rhythm started coming, the words just started pouring in. And those are actual items I have in my fridge.
Seriously? See, okay, well, that makes sense as to why the inspiration of naming all these particular parts, because I was like, really rhyming here.
It was hilarious. I can't believe it. Never in my wildest dream did I think we were all connected by the refrigerator. I was like, OMG, did not know. I just thought it was going to be something fun, funny, because there's so much going on. And I'm just glad to be of service for laughter. I try to laugh often and disconnect myself from all the negativity and keep it positive because we are home much more. We are around our family much more. But when I think about it, there's no other place I'd rather be.
That's fantastic. We really need that at this time. I think that's why it went so viral. Everyone has just been creating something so positive like this. And
Yes.
your back, I mean, obviously, you're an amazing singer. What's your
Thank
background
you.
in gospel? I mean,
Well, grew up in the church. My mom is a minister of music. She played the piano. So there is me, my brother. And as we were growing up, of course, she put us in the choir and she played for different churches. So my brother would be the tenor to teach the part for the tenors. I would be the soprano. My mom would be the alto. And so we got used to teaching parts. We all still to this day, of course, sing in church. And so I figured when I discovered this app and the layout of the different grids that they have, I really gravitated to the 9 grids because it gives me a full balance of sopranos 3, altos 3, and tenor 3. And it just makes me feel like I got friends around me being at home and it's all me. My personality is out there 9 different times. I'm like, so I got a whole choir with me in me.
that's, but what got me is when you were kind of like, you had parts where different versions of yourself were looking at yourself. It really felt like it was 9 different women that you had that just happened to look like you and were happened to be just as talented. I mean,
And
that's
it's really fun that I've gotten used to it because I've always put out inspirational songs just to keep people encouraged no matter what, even outside of the COVID. Mind you, I said I discovered the app about 5 years ago. So I'm always trying to encourage and see the bright side of life and never knew that this would take off. You know how you feel like you're alone in certain situations?
yeah.
People gravitated to this and I was like, this is blowing my mind. The refrigerator has us connected because we are home often. And I want people to remember that we got struggles outside the home, but there's some struggles in the house at the refrigerator.
Every second there's a struggle there. I feel like that's what's happening with working from home. It's just it kind of like you look at it and you're like, do I need that snack? And you're like, yes, I work from home.
All the time.
And wait, question. So have you gotten any like music offers or deals from this? Have you been getting hit up by certain people? Because
I mean,
this.
well, with making this, the biggest thing that I could say, because I recently made a new song, was okay, being at the refrigerator, you're trying to grab anything you see in there, just to munch. I'm a grazer, naturally. I'm a grazer. I'm always trying to, my mouth got to move some kind of way. But the biggest thing that was when David and Tamala Mann, they are ambassadors for Weight Watchers.
Okay.
And they tagged me in a video, and with them being gospel singers as well, I'm like, I was crying, bawling. So they sent me some healthy snacks. They sent me some healthy snacks, and I made a song about that as well. So I'm like, this has really, the hype about all of this has made me more conscious of what I am eating and how much I am eating. So this has really been the biggest thing. And so I just made a thank you song to them for sending me healthy snacks. And it's loaded up already. And they have reached out to me. And it's been such an outpouring of love. I've been overwhelmed with the amount of blessings. But I just don't know. Sky's the limit, I could say. I'm just going to keep doing what I love.
That's so great. And do you think that, so, I mean, you did a thank you song. Mm-hmm. What's next on the list for you? I mean, and also, how do you put yourself in 9 times while you're doing, I mean, it's amazing.
Well, the app, it allows me, there's a timer on the app. Once I choose the layout that I want, it's blank at first. It's all gray. It's just blank screens. And I tap on the square that I want to start first. And I usually start altos first. It just depends on if I'm doing the harmonies, it depends on what section has that harmony or that melody of the song. And I'll go with that section first. But it has a timer that counts me down and I start. And so once I load it up to the one, if I like the one that I created, I'll save it and go to the next block. And that first block will play along with the new block that I'm about to create. So I can hear myself if I'm changing the keys or anything, I can hear myself along with what I've already recorded. And it helps. It really helps.
That's fantastic. And I see that Pablo from HAPPS has actually put a little video of probably the original video where it is. If any of you guys want to see how she created this genius rendition that I'm just so obsessed with. And curious, so what is your next project? I mean,
what? I go with the flow. I'm so grateful to God for the gift. I go with the flow. Like I said, I'm back to the basics when I go back and just do inspirational songs. They may be covers or anything, but I just always want people to stay encouraged no matter what. And I always say, God, you lead, I'll follow. I have goals, of course, but I don't set the expectation, because if I don't reach it, I don't want to, let myself down, if you get what I'm saying. So I just try to follow his flow. And I say, God, if you got it, I want it because it's what you want for me. So whatever wherever he takes me, I'm excited about the journey, no matter what. No limits, no boundaries.
That's fantastic. And I see that we have some people who are watching right now who are just like absolutely loving what you put together. We have Allie Hickson who's saying she loves your creativity. Thank you. Peter is saying great conversation. And Teresa is loving the background of how you went through putting this together. So that is just
and I'm always writing. So who knows what's next? Who knows? Sky's the limit.
That is so awesome. Now, for someone like myself who is actually kind of creative, sometimes I sing from time to time like you, but not to that level. I'd say last because he's like, okay, well, here she goes again. But and I'm like, you know what? It's quarantine. Let's make this creative. What would you say to people who, might have a voice, might not, who want to be creative during this quarantine and use their time to, put some positivity, have some laughs in the air?
Well, just like people are doing funny videos, making people laugh, I say find what you're good at and find something that coincides with what you're good at and go for it. Just go for it. Put yourself out there. Pray about it and just let it go. Just let it go. because that's all I've been doing while I'm here. You know, we've sacrificed my income so that I could be home with the babies during this time because they're going to be learning online, virtually learning, and it is not easy. But I try to, like I said, always see the brighter side, and I can get full because of all of the changes that we've gone through. But I
Yes.
always try to see the brighter side of life, even in my situations. I don't have to talk about the problems because if you focus on the problems, you're going to always have the problems. So I
Hmm.
always try to focus on the brighter side of life because there's a bright side to everything. I believe. I believe.
That is so, I think that's so needed because there's so many moments throughout this year that I think the world has been dealing with such difficult times between COVID-19, what's happening around the country, socially and
Oh
with
yeah.
issues, as well as just, I think in general, with just the way that people are looking at everything. It's
Yeah, it's
from
been a big shift.
it's a huge shift. So I feel like it's very important to hang on to those little joys.
Oh
And
yeah.
what's great is that you've really given us that. What even if it's like a 2 minute thing, or we see it on TV, or we keep playing over and over, or you send it to a friend, just that laughter is just a joy in itself.
Yes.
It's amazing that you've done that.
And you can feel it in your body. Literally, it makes me feel good with the outpouring of love and shares from this video. But it's really keeping us connected, you know, letting everybody know that we are not alone in this. We're really in this together. Like in the house, although we're here with our families together, there is still so much great joy out in the world. There is. There is.
That's incredible. And one of the last questions, 'cause I don't want to hold you too long, even though
Oh,
I'm
you're fine.
so you're so this all day. If you were, say you were to do a collab with someone
Mm.
and do a collab, a gospel collab with 9 people, and maybe one person just shots in, but where it's like Beyonce.
Oh yeah. Now first of
I'm,
all, I would faint.
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
First of all, no, you're fine. I would faint, first of all. I don't care who it is. But of course, Tamala Man, she always takes me in. So, I mean, I can name Tamala Man. I can name Beyonce. I can name Erica Campbell. All of the gospel greats, of course. I would faint first, and then I'll get up and sing.
That's fantastic. You know what, too? I think you're changing the way that gospel has been, I guess, perceived. I think,
Mhm.
usually, it tends to have a certain group that people are flocking to. But I think the way
Right.
that you created this makes it seem like, which it already is, but
Mhm.
it's getting more interest from people who may not have thought of gospel before as
Yeah.
something to listen to. Because they're like, wait a second, that's catchy. I can keep going.
That
Even
and
if they're not.
that's made my heart smile so much because music runs through my veins. I sing more than just gospel. You know, I've done weddings and other events, et cetera, et cetera. But that's the foundation. I mean, that's what mama did when I was a baby. So that's what I want to always gravitate to and go back to. My roots of just growing up in the choir and remembering the fact that she wanted me to lead a song and I could not go through a song without crying until I was about 10. I was petrified.
Really?
So yes, I probably did not sing my first song where you know that I was crying until I was 10. And she put me in the choir when I was 4 or 5.
Oh my goodness. See, you've
And
got
she
a
tried to put me out there early, and I was scared. I'm like, Mama. And she always had to take over the song because I would start crying and, I was just scared.
and speaking of your mom, how is your family, I guess?
Oh, so
Speaking
exciting. So excited about everything. Me and my mom, we've cried over the phone, and she's told me how proud she is of me. And here I am getting full again because my mom, she always prayed over her children. She prayed the prayer of Jabez, if you're familiar with that prayer. Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory. I mean, it's so much more to that prayer than you understand because being a little girl and having that scripture posted up on my bedside, I mean, me and my mom, we've just been crying. We've been crying a lot, tears of joy, tears of joy. And the day I said, I know I'm not going to cry on this interview, I don't have my handkerchief. But I am just so grateful for my mom and my daughter, my oldest daughter. She said, "Oh, this is overwhelming, but it's exciting." because every time they turn around, I'm getting ready to do another interview, and I'm just mind blown at the amount of attention and people reaching out, wanting to know more about just me doing a simple song out of the goodness of my heart, just wanting people to laugh at me. I put myself out there.
Well, you know what, Katie, I have to say it's meant to be, you know? I mean, it's just good energy coming your way, and you deserve it, and it's incredible. So like I think it's just amazing that you're enjoying and taking in this time and staying
Yes.
present. I mean, this is incredible, and I can't wait for
Awesome.
the future for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I look forward to whatever God has. Always, always.
That's excellent. Well, Katie French, thank you so much for
Oh
joining
my God.
on Quick Convo, the special episode of Quick Hits News. We're going to be doing more of these over the next few weeks, just conversations with great individuals, probably around 15 minutes. We'll see. We'll see. Could be 10, 20. No. But thank you all for joining in. And Katie, again, thank you so
Oh,
much. Yes, you're
thank
absolutely
you for having me. Thank you for having me.
excellent. Everyone, have a great